Oh, big yawn. Hello and welcome back to the Butler Blue vlog. Evan Kraus here with your mascot in training, new collared Butler Blue the 4th. Sorry, it's been quite a few weeks since our last Butler Blue vlog, really since he was introduced. We're hoping to get back on that weekly video train here. Been a little busy with the training of our new guy. Big yawn, sleepy guy. So I picked him up on January 16th, and so my life's been a little crazy. And then Michael, our good friend, handler of Butler Blue III, had his kidney transplant successfully on January 9th, and he is feeling great. Thank you everyone who's reached out for that. But he's feeling really good and good to go. But he's still in the recovery process, so we've been kind of operating by the seat of our pants for the last few months here. Hey, don't eat your foot. Thank you. And so we thought we'd just film a little Pupdate to give you a little information on where the Butler Blue Live Mascot program is at the moment, what we have going on soon, the projects we have coming up, and then give you an update on how this little guy's doing. So Butler Blue the 4th, hey, show him your face. Oh. Butler Blue the 4th is now a big boy. He is 4 months old. He is 26 pounds. And he's doing remarkably well. His ears are looking good. He's losing teeth. He has lost all but one of his canine sharp teethers here. He's still sleeping quite a bit, and that's just due to his busy schedule and the fact that he's growing about a pound a week. So he was 17 pounds when I picked him up, and now he is 26 pounds. So he is growing quite quickly. We imagine he's going to be pretty big, probably about the same size as Uncle Trip. Trip weighs anywhere from 65 to 70 pounds, depending on his level of activity. And so we think Blue's going to be right up there. He loves to watch TV. He really is into the live-action Lion King and Animal Planet shows. And he loves to work on his tricks. So that's what we're going to show you next. Blue spent 3 weeks straight from about 8 a.m. to 3 to even to 5 p.m. every day of the week for 3 weeks at Bark Tutor. And they were remarkably amazing, guys. I had no idea what to expect going into training Blue, and they were just experts, super kind, and they really loved on our little guy here, and he loved going to training. So he has quite the plethora of tricks already that we're going to show you now, but we are going to extend his training, learn some new things, and make him into even better Bup. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of insight of how they actually trained Blue to do some of these tricks. A lot of it was just also getting him used to other puppies, other dogs, and just being a polite, gentle, and well-behaved dog in general. So manners were kind of his first thing. The first thing we taught him to do was just look at me. Good job, Blue. Good job. So whenever he looked at me for that first week, that we would give him a treat. We'd reward that. That way, whenever he's in a situation that might be new or just interesting to him, his first instinct now is to look at me, and I'll let him know how we should be feeling. Maybe we should be afraid, and we do need to get out of that situation. But most of the time, it's fine, and it might just be different for him. So whenever he looked at me, Blue, good. Just got a little treat. Good boy. So that was about week 1. Some other things we worked in week 1 were sit, which he's just instinctively doing now. Good sit. Not gonna reward him. I didn't tell him to sit. He's just sitting. So that's kind of the sit and stay are just kind of the biggest thing a mascot can do. Pose for photos, it makes sense. From there, we kind of learned some other tricks in obedience. So another piece of obedience that's going to be important maybe for photo shoots, or just, let's say, we need him to just be chill for a while, hang out in a meeting, is down. And so this one is interesting. He doesn't like it on his belly sometimes. Oh my goodness, did you hear that? He just heard the word down and he went down. Buddy bear, that is so good. That was so good. Good boy. So that's amazing. That's a really big step for him. Usually down is accompanied by a motion hand to the ground. But apparently we had practiced enough that I just had to say the word down and little buddy did it. Good job, pal. And you'll see here, since he's holding the down, I'm just gonna continue to give him treats. This is just a good thing for him to do. It's another piece of training we learned a lot in that first week of training, is whenever he was doing a behavior that we were happy with, sitting on the couch quietly, chewing a bone that he was supposed to be chewing instead of maybe not sitting on the couch quietly or chewing up a shoe. That helps him learn what is good behavior and what's bad behavior. So instead of punishing bad behavior and making him feel sad, just over reward the good behavior, and that way he's a good dog and he's happy. And so he's sitting and staying super great now. He's just hanging out. Yeah, we're happy with that. That's good behavior. So from there, we get a little bit more tricky, and we can start doing some tricks. If anything, these tricks are just to stimulate his mind, to get him to learn. He has a lot of brain in there, and we want to make sure he's unleashing his top potential. It's fun too. Stay. And so now he knows that this is my home position, this is where I'm staying. And from here, we can go down, we can do a whole bunch of things. And so this is kind of just a good position for him to have. Hey, Blue, stay, sit, go dogs. Good boy, good boy. So that's just my new favorite trick by far. So we're training him that on the verbal command of go dogs that he gives a fist bump. Go dogs. Good boy. He got the basis of this trick in one day, which is remarkable, and he's a genius. The way that his trainer at Bark Tutor trained him is he took a treat, put it in his knuckles like this, and just held it out. And Blue sniffed it, Blue tried to eat it, Blue tried to lick it out of his hand, until eventually 5-10 minutes later, Blue just happened to put his paw on his hand. Random thing. But the second that Blue put his paw on Nick's hand, he got the treat. So now he associated that if I put my hand to his hand, I get treats. So now, go dogs, this guy's got that one down. His last little trick I'll show before I show you some other obedience and kind of almost logistical obedience training we've given him is spin. So this one, he kind of needs to be standing for. Stand. We'll see if he'll do it standing or sitting. Ready, Blue? Spin. Oh, come on, buddy. Spin. Good boy, yeah. There you go, Blue. Again, not really any practical means for it, but it's just good to, oh, good boy. Just to keep his brain going, and it's fun to have these kind of tricks in the bag. Good boy, sit, go dogs. Atta kid. Some other random things we're working on are leave-its. Very important thing for your dog, just in general to have. And that can be anything. It can be leave that dog alone, leave that chocolate chip cookie alone, leave a bunch of things alone. So the way they had us at Bark Tutor train that is to take 2 treats. They're all the same. This is actually his food. They also suggested that you just pour out his allotment of food for the day and take out a little bit of his food from each meal. And that way he doesn't get overweight, getting a lot of training treats, and really he's okay eating his food. You're the best. Go dogs. Atta boy. Okay, so for leave it, what we do is put a treat on the ground. He really wants it. I say leave it. Blue, leave it. Good boy. And he's supposed to check in with me. Once he makes eye contact with me, then he gets a treat. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Atta kid. So it's the same treat. And he kind of knows the trick now, so he's done this a lot. So when we first started doing leave it, he would lunge for the treat. I mean, it's a treat on the floor, you can't blame him. And then what you would do is you get in the way of the treat, say leave it until he looks at you. And that's a good way to kind of reset that mind. An important note when practicing this leave it, Blue, you already know the game we're playing, so you're not even gonna go for it. Let's see, try to entice him a little bit more. There's something on the ground. Blue, leave it. Good boy. It's important to never give them the treat that was on the ground. You can give them another treat in the bag, you can pick that treat up, switch it behind your back, but you don't want to train your dog that leave it means if I sit and look at you, I get to have that thing later. That would mean that if there is that chocolate chip cookie on the ground, they might sit and stay for 5 seconds, but then bolt over for the cookie. So we're gonna keep going for the training. That's what he knows right now. He's a really well-behaved, gentle dog who greets really nicely, and we'll work forward to Canine Good Citizen training, things like that. But really happy with the way that he and Bark Tutor kind of set him up for success so far. Good job, buddy. So today that we're filming this is actually Wednesday, March 4th, 2020. And that is an important date for us because this is Uncle Tripp's Butler Blue III's last ever home game. And so we're very emotional about that. It's very sad. It's very bittersweet for me. I love Tripp so much. You guys know how much he's my buddy and how much he's meant to me for the last 7 years. Blue's just gonna hang out on the side over here. But Saturday, a few days ago, we held our changing of the collar ceremony. And so I thought I'd clear up a little bit. It's a little confusing how it works. The first ever changing of the collar ceremony did happen on the last home game that was held that year. And we could have totally done that again. It would have made maybe more sense. However, with senior day happening, we wanted to make sure we gave our men's basketball seniors a proper send-off as well. So we decided just to do it the day before the game before the last game. It also doesn't mean that Butler Blue III is fully retired. He's not. He is still our official mascot, and he will be our official mascot until May 9th. May 9th is when commencement will be, and marks the end of the 2020 academic year, 2019-2020. And so Uncle Trip, Butler Blue III, will still be our official mascot until then. But for now, Blue 4 is still very much in training, learning what it takes to be a mascot and following Uncle Trip to events and different places that he goes, just so he learns what it takes to be a mascot. And so some of those big things that are coming up, we leave a week from yesterday, so it's March 11th, I believe, for the Big East tournament. So we are planning on taking both dogs, Butler Blue III as well as Butler Blue IV. Michael will be attending as well, and I to Madison Square Garden in New York City for the Big East tournament. A common rumor that we get and that we've addressed in other vlogs is that our dogs are banned from Madison Square Garden. It's not correct. We're going. Both dogs are very much invited and will be on the court for the games. Hopefully this jersey still fits next week. He's got some room. I think it'll fit. But we are very much invited. We love going to MSG. It is my second favorite basketball arena besides Hinkle Fieldhouse, and that's coming up. So be sure to look on that. I will shoot some vlog footage for there as well. And then after that, we're going somewhere we just don't know yet. So the NC... Excuse you? Can we film a vlog and then we play? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Sassy pants. He has been napping for the last 3 hours, so I can't really blame him that he wants to play now. Please don't eat your jersey. Please don't eat your jersey. Thank you. Okay. And we're back. Dog got a little energy, which is great with us. Like I said, he did just sleep for 3 hours, so we just brought some reinforcements here to help divert some of that energy. But coming up next, after the Big East tournament, is the NCAA tournament. We're going to be in it. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be an awesome time. Always fun when we can take the dog somewhere new, hit a new market, see some alumni we don't get to see very often, and it's going to be a fun time, hoping it's somewhere warm. But we won't know until Selection Sunday if we're going or not. There are quite a few sites that are totally doable for these dogs, driving distance, but there are some sites that are just out of our reach, and I believe that those two sites that are really far out of the reach are Sacramento and I believe somewhere in Washington State. So Selection Sunday, fingers crossed for somewhere like St. Louis, Cleveland. I believe there's a South Carolina or North Carolina in there. So keep your fingers crossed for somewhere around there, and we'll take these dogs out for his first NCAA tournament and Trip's last. And other than that, I want to say thank you to everyone who participated in Day of Giving as well. Just a very overwhelming response for Day of Giving. If you didn't know, our live mascot program doesn't take any tuition money. All of our operation budget is off of gifts, sponsorships, licensing, and appearance fees. And so we do operate on a pretty tight budget, so your generosity was very much appreciated and is going to help us be able to do some pretty cool stuff in the future. So thank you so much. All right, I have my phone, and for this last part of the vlog, I asked you all on Instagram. If you're not following our dog on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and now TikTok, we're on the talk. D Butler Blue for all of our channels. Follow them, a bunch of different content on different places. It's going to be a good time. Thank you so much for your questions. I only asked about 2 hours ago to send in your questions, and you all came through. So I'm just going to scroll through real quick, answer some questions that might stick out. And I haven't read any of these, so we're just going to roll with it. What is your go-to snack? Like I said before, since he's a puppy, and his diet can just be, his stomach could just be so up and down. We're really trying very hard to keep his diet consistent. That means we're not giving him any human food at all. And basically, he only eats his dog food. And we use that as treats just to make sure he keeps slim. We have a few treats that we've given him so far, some training treats. That is the Bill Jack training treats we've used that he likes quite a bit. As well as lean treats. So they did a pretty good job. They sat with him just fine. But then when like I'm doing today and doing a lot of training with him, as well as a basketball game tonight, just want to stick to the basics. He eats his food. He loves his food. So we're just going to stick to that. His favorite toy, I have it. So now that he has these reinforcements, this is a very important one. It is Sticky. Sticky is a very important toy to Blue. It was given to him by Pops Michael Kaltenmark when he came home with me. It is a Nylabone bone, and it's just a little stick. This dog loves sticky. It's his favorite. He also loves all Binabones, so I'm not going to take it from him because that'd be cruel. But Binabone was really nice and sent us a little care package, and he loves chewing on those just like Trips. They do have a puppy version of Binabones that he is on now. He's on the medium-sized puppy bone from Binabone. They're just a little softer than Trips. Trips are really hard, and these just give a little bit more give on a softer puppy cheek. Are you afraid of the dishwasher too? That comes from Leo Dog. No, he licks the dishwasher. It's weird. Does the handler receive a stipend for caring for Blue? He's actually my full-time job. So it is my full-time job to market this dog, take care of him, take him to events. 40 hours a week, my title and job is to manage the day-to-day operations of the live mascot program. So it is the best job ever. Do you feel prepared to fill Uncle Trip's shoes? It's a big question. Trip has really big shoes to fill. Trip is an amazing mascot, but you should never compare your beginning to someone else's end. And so he has great training. We saw it just now. He has a really good foundation. We're really excited to see where he comes from here. We'll work all summer to make sure he is good to go, but he's a good dog. He's going to be a great mascot. A lot of favorite foods. Why should you attend Butler U? I'll take this one for you, Trip. Blue. Oh, I do that all the time, guys. It's horrible. For me, when I came to Butler for the first time, it felt different. I've been to many other college campuses, but something just kind of felt more comfortable here for me. I really got that family and that home feeling when I was here, and it just stuck, and it still has to this day. And so we have plenty of programs. We have so many different things for different interests, different professions in life. But at the end of the day, you just need to go somewhere where you feel happy and where you feel at home. And for me, that was Butler, and I'm sure it would be for you. All right, favorite treat at Three Dog Bakery? He hasn't gone yet, but he needs to. He really does. We'll let his stomach mature a little bit. How do you stay grounded with all that fame and attention? He's already low to the ground, so that's good. Favorite thing to do on campus? He really does like to go to Hinkle Fieldhouse, which is nice. I think he likes all the energy there. He also just likes walking around. He's very curious at this stage, I've found. He likes to put his nose in everything, sniff around. So when we're walking from place to place on campus, he really likes just to get in nooks and crannies, especially now that it's warm out. He didn't love the cold. He didn't hate it. He still walked, but now that the sun's out, he's been really getting some interest out there. Will the bookstore get more Blue stuff, and what do they have now? That's a really good question. There's a plethora of t-shirts at the moment. There are the Puppy Love shirts, and I believe that's in a kid size and an adult size as well. There is the Good Boy Blue basic shirt at the bookstore. There is the hat, the blue hat. That comes in 4 colors, navy, gray, baby blue, and pink, and that has his likeness on it. We have the Intern Boss mug that features both Butler Blue the 3rd and Butler Blue the 4th. And then we also have the Good Boy Blue all-white Nike shirt from the whiteout from the changing of the collar. On top of that, the shop in Broderville carries their own Butler Blue 4 shirt, as well as One Last Trip shirts. And so you can check out their stuff at theshopindy.com. For the future, we are still exploring some things. Obviously, he's going to have his whole line of merchandise. It is kind of a balance of puppy and then waiting for a few items that we want to have like a longer shelf life of when he's a little bit more put together and older. We are working on a bobblehead, Tervis tumblers, there'll be more t-shirts, more hats, so just stay on the tune for that. But don't worry, we'll keep you dressed in the Butler Blue vest. Favorite place to be scratched is just the Bulldog booty. That's just always the Bulldogs. Bulldog booty. Good boy. Alright. Do your humans ever give you human food? No. And we tried very hard not to. His trainer Nick and I talked about this. It's something that I don't want him to have, human food. It can be dangerous. There's lots of human food that these dogs can't have, and it's just better overall if they just stick to the regular diet. But the second he would get any taste of human food, he's on it. He's gonna be on top of us. So at this point, he hasn't had any, and that's my goal forever. So at this point, I could be eating a sandwich on the couch, and he just sits next to me. However, if he ever did get a bite of a sandwich ever, that's going to change and going to be gone in an instant. Are you going to get a Blue Mobile? The Blue Mobile is just the Butler Blue Mobile. The one we have now is brand new, and and it will be just the programs in general. So the Bluemobile is just for transportation of Butler Blue. So the dogs are kind of sharing it at the moment. It's still kind of Trip's main driver, and we'll update any graphics once he gets a little bit older and Trip retires. Why are you getting so big? I ask him the same question every single day. It's horrible. Oh, how did we pick him out of the litter? So I'll go through this whole thing. So we started looking for mascots almost a year ago now. We knew that it would be best for Trip to retire at the end of this year, and we wanted to find a good, healthy dog. So when it came to picking out a mascot, I'll give you the short story because we can go into a whole long thing. We lean really heavily on our veterinarian, Dr. Kurt Phillips. Anytime someone said they were willing to donate a live mascot to the university, we said, thank you so much for your offer. Please go speak to Dr. Phillips. And Dr. Phillips would get with them, look through their lines, look through their lineage, their history, their past health. We're just looking to find the healthiest dogs we can find. So kind of after Dr. Phillips went through all that and he found Blue's litter, we kind of followed her progression. Her as in the mother, Violet, Blue's mom. His mom actually is related to Trip, and so he is related to Trip. That's not something we really tried to do. It's definitely nothing we did on purpose. It's just kind of how it worked out at the time. We don't breed our dogs. We don't have a line of Butler live mascots, but Trip's sister Phoebe had a litter who had Blue. And so Trip is Blue's great uncle, I believe, if not great uncle, somewhere in the greats of the uncles, and so they're mildly related, but it's not something that was necessary for our dogs. Another thing that's not necessary for our dogs is a certain color. This is our 4th live mascot here at Butler, and all 4 have been different colors. Going along that, it does not matter to us if it's a male or a female. So Butler Blue the first was an all-white female. Butler Blue the second was a light fawn and white and light fawn male. Trip is the red brindle, and he's a male. And then Butler Blue the fourth is a male, kind of a red, brown, and white. It's a very fun color that I like a lot. His markings are very similar to Blue the second's. It's just a lot more red. And so when we found his litter, we kind of tracked and followed it until their birth on October 30th. Dr. Phillips delivered, and we were actually able to assist, which we will link that vlog up in the corner. And 3 healthy dogs came out. And they're beautiful dogs. And it was really amazing to me how quickly Dr. Phillips just knew right away that they would be a special litter. And that had to do with how they came out, how quick they suckled on his finger, their coloring, their breathing. Just right away, he was pretty impressed. And so we were pretty excited. Trip has 2 sisters, and they were all considered, and we went through that a little bit in that vlog that we linked up there. And so the 2 big things that we look are physicality. So Blue has very long legs, he has good breathing on his nose, he has healthy back and legs, and so that was all taken in consideration, and really all 3 of the dogs were pretty healthy physically. And then it went down to temperament. So all 3 dogs are pretty good physically, and then it's the breeder's recommendation. We visited these dogs basically twice a week for 9 weeks, just to really, because I mean puppies, but also to take pictures of them, get to know them, do some photo shoots with them. And Pickles and Marshmallow, which are his 2 sisters, are fantastic dogs. There's nothing wrong with them. They're gorgeous, gorgeous female bulldogs, and they're living very happy lives now. They just had some traits that Blue didn't, or Blue has some traits that they didn't, that really made him stand apart to be a mascot. Blue is much prefers being around people than by himself. He loves to be cuddled, he loves to be pet, he loves to interact with people. He also is really good at sits and stays and being in front of a camera. So at 5 weeks old, eat your bone. At 5 weeks old, we did our first photo shoot with him. And you can see photos of that on Blue's Instagram. And we did that with all 3 dogs, actually. All 3 dogs were at that photo shoot. And Blue here would sit for 10 to 15 frames, where Marshmallow and Pickles would sit for 1 or 2 frames, and that's not a bad thing. Your dog doesn't need to sit for photos, but as a mascot, that's just something we're going to ask him to do. And some other things that really just made him stand apart were just how loving he was, how much he gravitated towards people, how much he really just enjoyed being petted, and really just stood out to us as being a very calm and happy dog. And so that's what led us to choose this little guy as Butler Blue the 4th. All right, long vlog. It's been a while and I had a lot to say. Hope you're still here. We'll end it with this question before I gotta go to a basketball game. Favorite dog friend or mascot friend? So we'll just start with dog friend. We have made lots of new dog friends, and so Henry Holcomb is a great new dog friend of Blue. They met Blue's first week on campus. He also has a friend, Coda the Saint Bernard. He is, me and my wife Kennedy's good friends, Taylor and Jason. They have Saint Bernard named Coda, and it is adorable. It's like Clifford versus whatever Clifford's friend's name was, because they are just so small. He is so small compared to him, and they're good friends. Coda's a gentle giant, and they just cuddle up next to each other. It's adorable. In terms of other mascots, he loves his Aunt Addie, who is Trip's girlfriend, as well as really all the other live mascots. What's the cool thing about live mascots, after our live mascot conference, which we'll put up in a corner, our visit there is, our community of live mascots have really become really close lately. And so we're friends with all the other bullies and horses and buffalo, and it's been fun to get to know them a little bit more. But with that, I think we can end it. This guy's getting restless, and he's ready for a Butler basketball game. So on behalf of Butler Blue III, Michael Kaltmark, Brittany, who is filming, our fabulous intern, myself, Evan, and your new mascot in training, Butler Blue IV. Thank you for watching. Be sure to follow Blue Now on the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok at the Butler Blue. And be sure to give Uncle Trippy a follow too at Butler Blue 3 on all those same platforms except for TikTok. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, go Dogs!